Welcome back to our real life scenario.
What's up, Dre?
What up, yo? You look nice.
Thank you.
I can't wear hats no more.
Because of your hair?
Yeah, it's like a thing that I can't do no more. I used to wear them
just
in college.
You can wear like beanies.
Yeah, but it's still like
you gotta like wear them back and with your hair out in the front.
It's like I can do hoods because a hood is like a soft, rest on top of it. But yeah, my ears just be cold in the winter, You
gotta do those little things around
little ear mustache.
Yeah. I love hats. Love them. I have so many, and I don't even really wear them that much, but I have so many hats.
I like when women wear hats. I feel like for like a chill look, I feel like it's really dope. Like,
yes. You can just do half your hair. It's perfect for a bad hair day. Sometimes your hair is totally done, but it just goes better with the look.
For sure.
Thank you.
Dress it down. You look good, though.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Oh, man, I forgot my ring.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you chill and you shower, take it off, you just forget. I'm married, though.
Dre is very married.
I am.
Woo, woo.
So how was your weekend? Anything exciting?
My week was good. It was very productive. I got a lot of stuff done that I was supposed to get done. So awesome. that felt great. Went to Philly with some friends this weekend with like my my longest friend, like the friend that I've had the longest, which is like my sister, Mona, and her best friend, Dwayne. We had a great time. Just quick little trip up and trip back.
Cool.
Laughed. We have not like gone on a trip together, I don't think ever. And we've been friends for like 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had a good time.
That's good.
How was your week?
My week was pretty good. Chill. Don't you know you need those reset weeks to where you just got to kind of get things back in order? I even feel like the rest of this year is going to kind of be like that. It's like a reset just to like, all right, let's get the ducks in a row, organizing things. Maybe you clean out the closet, throwing away some clothes. Like you're just kind of getting your life straightened back together.
Yes.
And I feel like we all need that at some point.
And I just feel like a lot of times there's no time for it.
Yeah.
Like you have to be really intentional about making time to handle stuff like that. So that's good that you had that.
Yeah, so
it
was really good.
Good.
No complaints at all. Awesome. So you ready to, before we get into the actual, scenario, which is a doozy.
A little bit.
We could talk about our real life. Have you come up with a name for that?
Somebody suggested something on YouTube and I was supposed to talk about it today. It was so good. I wrote real life scenario.
Real life scenario?
Yes, because some of them may or may not even be like love related. I think most of them probably will be, but it's a real life situation. Not that your scenarios aren't real, because they are real too. But this is something that's viral that we've all probably seen, heard about, got sent to us. So no, I like real life scenariyo.
Real life scenario.
But we'll still
pencil that in.
Yeah. But somebody left a great comment, a suggestion. We'll find it.
Should I look right now?
Maybe.
Oh.
It was good. And I was like, that's not bad. That's not bad. Let me see.
Y'all should call this segment. Shout out to Sarah Turner.
Hey, Sarah.
Y'all should call this segment where you talk about current events, Real Love Takes.
Real Love Takes. See, that was cute. That was cute too. So let's
cute.
pencil that in. We got real life scenarios, real love takes.
Maybe we need to do a poll on the page and just see what people
think.
Yeah.
I'm down.
All right. So let's start with our first one. Well, first I want to address, and I know you have one, the tragic news of, I want to get the name right, Shanquella, right?
Shanquella, yes.
Shanquella.
Robinson.
It's such a tragic story.
Yeah, horrible.
With stuff like that, I don't like to, because there is an investigation being done to get to the bottom of what actually happened. I don't want to assume anything, even if certain things seem very obvious and transparent.
Yes.
I don't want to, assume anything until the investigations are done. It's just really unfortunate.
It is very sad. Very, very, very sad. If you're listening or watching and you don't know what we're talking about, I think she's like 24, 25. She was allegedly killed on a trip with friends after a physical altercation happened with her and another person. And there's video footage of the fight. I have not seen it, nor will I see it. But from what I understand, it was violent. She was not fighting back.
She was not.
And a private autopsy requested by her mother showed that she had a broken.
She had injury to the spine
and her neck. Yes.
But originally they said that it was, the friends tried to say it was from alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just super unfortunate.
And even that, I mean, and like you said, the story will play out. I'm sure we'll see over the next few weeks, months. But even if she did have alcohol poisoning, can you imagine going on a trip with your friends and they leave you somewhere? Yeah. Like, even if it was alcohol poisoning and I got sick, y'all all left me there. Like, every one of my friends left me. No, like no, that's crazy. So, I mean, obviously for her to die in that way was horrible, but people use that word friend a little too strong.
I think we talked about that on one of our episodes. Yeah. Like, everybody ain't your friend. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of our parents, especially black.
That ain't your little friend. That ain't your friend.
If you grew up black, that ain't your friend. Mm-hmm. You heard that plenty of times.
Oh, for sure.
That ain't your friend. That ain't your friend. No. And it's just unfortunate that, you know, when you think you're in a safe space, mm-hmm. when you think you're in a place where you should be comfortable letting your guard down, that, you know, you're not in a place to where you can do that. And also, I did see the video, is that you can never determine what the consequences of your actions could be. Yeah. So although you may feel like just punching somebody or just kicking somebody may just bruise them or swell their eye up or swell it, like, you don't know what that person's physical anatomy is made of. You don't know what could happen. Somebody could slip and hit their head on a corner. Like, anything could happen. And it's like, just be more cognizant and mindful of what you're doing and how it affects people and the repercussions of your actions, because something tragic like that can happen just from something that you think is not that big of a deal. It's sick.
And people are so quick to fight and not even think of what you just said. Like, one little thing can go wrong. A person could move trying to get away from a hit and die. You know what I mean? Like, trying to avoid it. So I don't understand it. It's horrible. So many people have come to support her family and like give money. I think Kyrie Irving donated like $65,000 to her family. So rest in peace to her. And major thoughts, prayers, and condolences to everyone who loved her, who truly loved her, is gonna be fighting this fight to figure out what happened to her, because it's just fucked up.
It is.
Yeah. Woo, okay, moving on.
Yes.
Jesus. To our real love take.
Real love take.
So I'm sure you have seen this week this story circulating. I saw it on like 4 or 5 blogs about this woman who, after 9 months of marriage, announced that she's divorcing her husband because he had a tiny lie, air quotes, those were her exact words, that he had a tiny lie, but she will not move forward any further with him because of this tiny lie about having 3 adult children from a previous relationship. He didn't mention them at all. Like, just, I guess, acted like he didn't know that they existed.
I wonder how that is even a thing. And the length, they only knew each other for like...
They got married after 24 days of knowing each other. They met on TikTok.
I don't know what if that's more of a symptom of you think life is a movie, or you just have no respect for the institution of marriage. Like, which one is it? You think that is just like happily ever after, Cinderella, like Brandy Cinderella, by the way.
The only one we acknowledge.
Yes. If that's like your viewpoint and why you get married at 24 days, or you just like, marriage, divorce, I don't care.
Not a big deal.
If it doesn't work out, who cares?
I can just leave.
It's like, what factors into 24 days? And then I just wonder, don't you know, we always talk about wanting to be a fly on the wall for certain conversations. I wonder how she found out.
Apparently his mother told her. And it seems like, because I did not read into this too much, but it seems like the mom was probably just like casually talking about it. Like, so-and-so's oldest daughter, blah, blah, blah. She called me earlier today, and she probably was like, whose daughter? I saw
the face was probably like, huh?
Wait a minute. What, say what now? Whoa. What you say now? Say now what? Yeah, I think it was like that. I really do. I think it was just casually said, not like, do you know he got 3 kids from another man. I don't think it was like sneakily told. Yeah. So do you think she was wrong for divorcing him or filing for divorce?
No, I mean, that's a big lie.
Huge. That's why I was like, why would she call that a tiny lie?
That's a big lie.
That's a huge lie.
And it's less about the lie just in general of that small moment. It's just indicative of the type of person that you probably are if you would lie about something like that.
Your own children. Yes. And I guess I wish I knew, was it omission or a flat out lie? Now, because it was only 24 days before you married him, but no, it doesn't matter.
They were 9 months in, you said,
yeah, because
right?
they were married for 9 months. So how for 9 months do you not mention your kids? Adults and all, like, you could not talk to my mother for a week and she not mention her kids.
Yeah.
Like, and we're grown as shit.
Well, I mean, within the 24 months, 24 days, that's definitely a question that you ask. Have previous relationships? You ever been married? Do you have any children? I'm sure before you guys got married, you talked about wanting to have children. So you probably asked, are you open to having children? Or do you like, so he just was like, no.
Nah. Kid Schmidt, I ain't got no kids, girl. Let's go head down this aisle and get married. Yeah, I'm not mad at her for divorcing him. I am mad at her for marrying him so fast. I think it's very possible for people to like feel really strongly about someone depending on what happened in that time frame. But marriage after less than 30 days? Girl.
I don't even think my wife would be capable of, well, no, I won't say that. She is capable. But even planning the wedding would take a certain amount of time. So you told me from meeting to marriage was 24 days.
Yeah.
So you had to first date, realize you liked them that much. And then in week 2, you was probably starting to be like, maybe I could see myself with this person.
Apparently they talked online for 2 months without meeting each other.
Okay.
Then they went on a vacation together. Their first meeting was like on a vacation.
Crazy.
And he proposed within 4 days of that trip. So the 24 started from that trip. So they got married 24 days after they met in person.
Sounds like love bombing.
Extreme. And also, yes, Bree would want a wedding. I mean, some women don't care.
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
you know, they just are like, they just want to be married, or the wedding is super small because they don't have money to like plan anything elaborate or, yeah.
If somebody, ladies, proposes to you the very first time that you meet them in person, just say no.
It's not good, sis.
Nothing good is coming from that. There's no reason.
No.
Rhyme or fashion.
You should assume he is trying to ruin your life.
Something is up. Something.
You should assume that he has really bad everything. Credit, family relationships. He's probably abusive.
And he up to something.
He don't got no house. That car is probably not in his name.
Something is up.
Something's wrong, baby. That's a lot. So I'm not mad at her. I just hope that she is extremely cautious going forward. I don't know how you verify that someone has kids, right? So that could have happened. I'll give her a little bit of grace. Someone could lie about that even if you had dated them for 6 months and asked them that question and they just lied, especially because the kids are grown. So
that's around. He might have grandkids if they all 3 adult kids.
Exactly. Again, he older man, so anything's possible. So yeah, I feel, I guess bad for her in that sense, because whether it was 20 days or 20 months, someone really could lie about that.
For sure.
And it would suck that you would find yourself married and then you found this out. Like, wow, yeah, no, I'm good. You must not like these kids. And I'm good. So we're not mad at you, sis, for the divorce. We're mad at you for the marriage, honestly. Yes. We mad at you for the marriage. All right.
Ready to get into our scenario?
Let's do it. This week, we have a scenario from Brianna or Brianna, depending on how it's said. She said, I met this guy in April of last year and we started dating, not in a relationship. We had a crazy deep connection from the jump and things were going great. He was never the best texter, but eventually he was becoming even more inconsistent. He runs his own photography, videography, and graphic design business, so I always knew he was busy. After a while, we had agreed to stop drop the whole dating thing, but continue to still see each other because of the strong chemistry we had. Ever since we have been seeing each other and having sexual relations, my feelings have only grown stronger because our bond and connection we've had since the beginning hasn't gone anywhere. And truly nothing has changed in the way he acts towards me and how we act towards each other. In fact, we continue to grow closer. In a lot of our many deep conversations, he expressed to me that along with him being so busy wrapped up in his business, he's never been in a true committed relationship because he wants to find that one and done type of love. I can tell he has commitment issues and unrealistic ideas of what a relationship is. Example, never arguing with a partner, based off of a lot of other things he will tell me. The thing is, I have grown to fall in love with him and he doesn't feel the same way. I've expressed this to him without directly saying it, and he's told me that he does have strong feelings for me, but he doesn't love me, and it's hard for him to ever get to that point. He's also expressed that due to his past heartbreaks, he feels as if he just will not allow himself to receive the feeling of loving someone. I don't know what to do because I strongly believe there's something beautiful between us, and I want to help heal him as he has done for me, but I don't know what to do or if it's even worth it. He is the first person to make me feel something I thought I would never feel again due to my own past heartbreak. I just hate that I'm in love with someone who doesn't love me back. Thank you for any advice, and you love the podcast. Well, thank you, Bree. Anna.
Thank you. Oh man, it's a lot to dissect and digest here. I just feel unfortunate because like I feel like you would never get this from a man. I feel like it's always women in this situation. So let's start at the beginning.
If you don't mind. I'm down.
So they met in April, whatever. I want to start with this whole connection chemistry thing.
Please start there.
Because I hear people always talking about this. We have connection. We have chemistry. And I think I said this in a different episode. It's like, yo, some people are just great conversationalists and they know how to connect. They know how to build rapport. They know how to do these things. And it's like, I think some people fall for this thought, this thinking that, oh, I have a deep connection. We had great conversation. That then means that this person would be a great relationship for me, or we would be great in a relationship because we can connect. No, some people are just really good at that. It's like, even though it's in movies, but it's in real life, like Spies, like they teach you how to have conversations and how to connect and how to get people to trust you. It's a skill that you can build.
Yes.
So when people are like, oh, we had conversation, we were connecting and it was just so much chemistry. I have friends that I have great chemistry with and we connect on so many things. That's why they're my friends. Would I ever be in a relationship with some of those people? No, because there's a lot of other factors that factor in and are important when it comes to actually being good in a relationship versus connecting.
Had great chemistry with someone, like you were just saying, on a romantic level, but then it stopped. That was it. Like the there was a chemistry, but in a more fundamental way, could we have been in a relationship? No, because that's not enough. Chemistry and that sparky feeling that you can't exactly explain is great, and I think it is necessary to get in a relationship with someone, but that cannot be
the underlining only thing.
Of course not. Of course not. No. Like what? Especially straight off the cuff. Like you said, some people are really good at it, but typically when you first meet someone, I mean, they would have to be like extremely awkward, weird, or just socially uncomfortable for your first few interactions to be bad to begin with. They probably are really great. You probably do feel really like, oh, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, like you're attracted to them, and some basic good conversation will make you feel like, yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough. So we're starting there. Cool. You had that in April.
Yes. And I was talking to a young lady the other day, and one of the first things she said when she was dating that she needed to find somebody who could actually hold a conversation. And I just think when it comes to a connection thing, that sometimes the bar is so low sometimes. And I think that that's why some people are so enamored by somebody who can have a conversation, who they can connect with, because so many relationships and so many times they have people who don't text back or give one word answers or like aren't engaging in conversation, don't think deeper than the surface level or the surface things, that when you do meet somebody, you give them this like award and elevation.
You hold them up like Simba.
Yeah, for being just what a normal, candidate for somebody you would want to be with is like. Yeah. But you elevate them to this higher standard, and they're just so special. And it's like, no.
You're just enjoying what's happening so far. It doesn't require you to exalt them. They're doing good. They're doing good right now. But I want to, as we break this down, I want to kind of keep count.
Okay.
Of what I am going to call, and I'm gonna go ahead and apologize in advance because Brianna, while I love that you love this podcast, and I hope that you will continue to love this podcast, I don't think you're gonna love me today. You may not love me today, but we're gonna keep count of how many times I'm going to point out what I feel is you being delusional. That's so getting to the very first one.
Okay.
Is the comment about the texting. That was one of the first things she said. Like after they met and it was all this great chemistry, one of the first things that stood out for her is that he was bad at texting. And potentially this is chalked up to him having a very busy business life. He's a videographer and a photographer and a graphic design. And so he's really, really bad at texting.
Yes.
So, okay, cool. Moment one. So moving on. Not long after that, she talks about him becoming inconsistent. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but I assume that whatever it is enough for you to notice it and that it changed from when you first met. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say it's not the texting because that was always a thing. So there's something else now introducing.
Other behaviors.
Yes, that says, okay, this person is inconsistent. So I'm going to go ahead and count that as number 2. Maybe we should call those flags.
All right.
So we up to 2 flags now.
2 flags.
But they're 2 flags. All right. So where we at? We're now we're in the place of like, she likes him. He seems to like her. But they're not in a relationship.
Because of their strong chemistry.
They're just still dating.
They agreed to stop dating.
Okay.
But because of their strong chemistry, they still continue to see each other and have sexual relations.
Okay. So let's
and her feelings have only grown.
Of course they have. Because that's what sex will do for you. But let's back that up a little bit. Let's break that down into layman's terms. So we agreed to stop dating. No, you all did not agree to stop dating.
He didn't want to date you.
He didn't want to date you. And you were willing to accept a dumbed down version of what y'all were doing, which was basically sex. Little conversation because I guess you could have a booty call without talking to them very much, but I think he just was talking to you enough just to keep having sex with you, and you agreed to it because of your strong chemistry, which layman's terms is because of how physically attracted you are to one another. You both are very attracted to each other. All right, cool. Just breaking this down for what I hear it to be, not what it was written as.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. So you agreed to keep having sex with him.
Yes, she did.
And a person who you already liked, you keep sleeping with them, and now you like them even more.
Surprise.
Shocking. Shocking. Ladies, I'm not saying we are not capable. I'm not saying that we are not capable. There are plenty of women who have so much sexual agency over themselves and so much autonomy over their bodies and what they do with their sexuality that there are plenty, I'm sure, that can just have sex, emotionless, disconnected sex just for the purpose of getting your rocks off.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of women, I will say it, I don't care if y'all disagree with me, it's not the case.
No, it's not.
It's not the case. Most of us women, because I cannot speak for men, your emotions will grow when you continue to have sex with someone, especially if you are attracted to them and the sex is good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes. In your mind, I don't care what he says to you. He's your man.
Yes.
He's your man. So, okay. Now we up to, I don't know, flag number 3. I'm going to say 3.
3.
Because he said, let's stop dating, but let's keep sleeping together. And you agreed to it. So, okay. Great. Got it. Where are we now?
Go? Okay. Yes. I'm gonna let you break it down, and then because I got something to add to bring.
I know you do.
To bring this all together.
I know you do.
So she says, I can tell he has commitment issues and unrealistic ideas of what a relationship is based off of a lot of the other things he would tell me. Example, never arguing with a partner. The thing is, I have grown to fall in love with him. He does not feel the same way.
What? He doesn't? That's crazy. I am not shocked. I am not shocked. Seeing as though he and it not to be facetious, Lord Jesus, I'm sorry, love, but you can tell that he has commitment issues. He said, I don't want a commitment. I don't know. When you say you could tell, you mean he's giving you more indications other than what he said out his mouth? Because in this one instance where women, sometimes we say men don't make it clear what they want. He said,
made it very clear.
I don't want to be in a relationship.
Yes.
Okay. But cool, you can tell. Got it.
I've expressed this to him without directly saying it. He's told me that he does have strong feelings towards me, but he does not love me, and it's hard for him to ever get to that point.
Double down on it.
He also has expressed that due to his past heartbreaks, he feels as if he just won't allow himself to receive the feeling of loving someone.
Did he say that or did you say that?
That's a question, ain't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do because I strongly believe there's something beautiful between us, and I want to help heal him as he has done for me, but I don't know what to do or even if it's worth it. That's a strong sentence right there. Goodness gracious.
Help heal him. Okay.
She the doctor.
Boy.
He is the first person to make me feel something I thought I would never feel again due to my own past heartbreaks. I just hate that I am in love with someone who doesn't love me back. All right. So I'm pretty sure you can give more flags out in this situation.
Yeah. I think in my mind, I'm up to like 6. And then some of them aren't even things he's doing. It's things are happening and then how she's shaping the story.
Yes.
I can literally hear her shaping the story instead of just sharing the facts.
The facts. Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, Bree, we love you.
Yes, we do.
And we thank you for listening. And
yes,
we're giving you this is not even joking. It's just really trying to help you understand what the situation is. Because I've had so many friends who are women and I've lived a decent amount of time, 29 years, but I've lived long enough to know to see this scenario happen on both sides plenty of times. So I'm going to break this down for you, Bree, just to hopefully help you out.
Okay.
There's 2 ways we can go with this.
All right, let's go.
Number 1, you have to decide what you want. Do you want a committed relationship? If the answer is yes, you need to leave him, stop talking to him, stop having casual sex with him, cut him off because that's energy spent somewhere that you shouldn't be spending energy. You should be spending that energy either on yourself to continue healing and growing in your own self, or that energy can be put to somebody else who actually wants to commit to you.
Correct.
That's option number 1.
I like that one.
Now, through my experience, option number 1's not going to happen. You could tell your friends. I've told plenty of my friends who are women, it's not it. He don't want you.
Leave him, girl.
Leave him. That they still stay. So in the second option, you're going to stay. You just got to understand what the situation is and be okay with the situation and just be like, okay, this is just what it is.
Right.
So we're going to break down what the situation actually is for you.
Okay. I'm ready.
And Rhonda's going to help with this too.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
With bells on. Let's do it.
So this guy doesn't want to be with you.
Right.
We understand that.
Yes.
And honestly, this may sound mean. You are a tool in this situation. And he is as happy as he can be with you as a tool. Because you got to understand, because you already told him you love him, he knows you will do anything for him at 100% or even 110%. I know that if I want to get sex from you, you're going to do anything I want to do sexually because you're trying to convince me that you're the one I should be with. If I need you to go pick something up for me, if I need you to go run an errand for me, if I need you to go buy something for me, you know who's going to do it? You are. Because I know you love me and you're trying to win my affection. So I know you're going to do anything I want at any point, the best you could possibly do it. And then for me, whenever I'm ready to take advantage of that, I can do it. But whenever I don't have to.
Yes. And the best way that I got to not do it is by sharing with you these traumas that I've experienced, whether I framed them that way or I just told you I was in other relationships before, and now you're seeing that as trauma. Now you're letting what he is saying impacts his ability to commit to you. You actually believing that and making that as an excuse for him.
That's the thing. It's like, if I don't want to commit to you, there are people who don't want to commit to you. Mm-hmm. Some people will tell you fully 100% the truth. Mm-hmm. Some people will just, we talked about convenient lying, say something that makes sense, mm-hmm. but it's just their excuse not to hurt your feelings, but still keep you around.
Absolutely.
I've done that with a girl before. Mm-hmm. It was a girl. I've done it with plenty of girls before. That's the thing. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like there was a girl who had a kid. She really liked me. I did not want to be with her. Mm-hmm. I did not want to commit anything serious or anything like that. Mm-hmm. I just said, you know, with your child being in your life, like, I know that that's a serious thing, and I don't mm-hmm. want to enter into your life unless I know I'm serious about you, because I know that you guys are a package deal, and I just didn't want to talk to her. That was the convenient thing at that moment that I could put on why I did not want to talk to her at that moment. So I'm saying is that at any point, mm-hmm. you know, just the past relationships that I've been through, I just have had a struggle committing, and I've been hurt before, or I've been cheated on before. Like, I can say anything.
Oh, for sure.
To make my story sound right mm-hmm. on why I shouldn't commit, or why I just may need a little bit more effort from you mm-hmm. and a little bit more push from you in these different situations to possibly get me over the hump of feeling comfortable in that position. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
playing the violin, guys.
So you're dealing with somebody who will say anything or can say anything mm-hmm. to keep this amazing deal that he has.
Oh, for sure.
It's amazing. It's great. He mm-hmm. gets everything he wants without having to.
You're very understanding.
Very understanding. Mm-hmm. It's like, I used to always say that it's like the Costco analogy. It's like, imagine if you can go to Costco without a membership, get all the benefits of the membership, but never have to sign up.
Yeah.
It's essentially what he's doing.
Yeah.
Why would I sign up?
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And I hate it so badly, because Brianna is Keisha, is Joanne, is Rhonda, lots of women, where we get so into liking somebody, and they could have lots of qualities that we like about them, like that we're not adding on to. Like, you met him, he introduced himself, you talk to him, you like 10 things. And then somehow those 10 things, the more you like him, you're morphing them into 15 things and 20 things, but they're not actually happening. Those real. Extra 5 and 10 that you're putting on that's in your head. A lot of people call it dating potential. I call it like this almost delusional, like you date with delusion. You intentionally put on rose-colored glasses, and you intentionally start seeing things almost like a hallucination. You like him so much that you can't just like him today on a Wednesday because he did something really nice. You have to see him as like a husband mm-hmm. because of he said, oh, you know, you're so intelligent. And it's like, see, that's exactly what I want in a husband. It's like, okay, cool. That's what you want in a husband. That does not mean that is who you are looking at, though. That is just something that he said that was nice. It doesn't have to get so much stank put on it. Like, we just go so far sometimes with our feelings, and sex for sure complicates it and confuses it and hypes it up even more. When you like somebody that is giving you a vibe, like you said, doesn't really like you as much, and then they know that you're willing to do as much as you can to win them over. Whoo, Lord Jesus. In the wrong hands, that is so much power. Like, you don't even realize is being wielded over you. You don't. Like, that is a master manipulator's dream experience. Once they realize that they like, she in, like, she's willing. And I've experienced it but I've listened to my friends talk to me about when it's happening with them. And when you're on the outside, you can hear it a lot easier. You can mm-hmm. pick up on it a lot easier, where it's like, yo, no, that's not what that is.
But in those situations, two things. Women have to understand, when you give, first, 3 things. Number one is that to think that you giving more of yourself is the answer. It's not the answer. That's not the answer to have him give more of himself. No, he's just, if you're giving it freely, he's just gonna take it and be like, okay, this is the new standard for us. Like, I ain't gotta worry about it. Also, I want to say this. Maybe this gives you hope. I don't know. Is there a chance that it could work with that person operating how you're operating? Yeah. The percentage chance is in single digits. It's very low.
Yeah.
And the category of women that you are in now is the if nothing's left category. It's that
Jesus. Wow.
Because men, to a certain extent, if somebody held them down for years, maybe 7, 8, 9 years, 10 years down the road, there was nobody that he found that, you know, was somebody that he wanted, or maybe, I don't know him personally, maybe he is a manipulator or something like that, and the women that he has been with have seen that and nobody really wants to be with him, then maybe down the road, when there's really no other option or anything left, he might just be like,
all right,
she been here, she been holding me down, I know this is easy, I can manipulate her to a certain extent. At this point, let's do it.
Yeah, because in the dating space, to me, for this guy, he would now see her as, okay, let's say I do wind up being with you, and like I marry you. If I cheated in this marriage, you not gonna leave me?
Nah.
You know, like you probably actually would never leave me. Real talk. Like I would probably leave you first. I could do a shit ton of stuff, and you will probably figure out how to make it work. You will come up with reasons for me. Like, he's always struggled with commitment. You know, he's just not fully healed yet. He just didn't know. He's never been married before, you know, but neither have you. And you're figuring it out, seemingly. So yes, we do, women, we get into this habit of not just hyping up how we feel about a person, but we also inflate the reasons for why they behave the way that they do. We inflate them in order to make it feel better for us to accept it. Like, oh, he's like this, but it's just because his mom was really hard on him. Okay, that might be true that his mom was really hard on him. It might be true that he has trauma issues. It is not your job to answer those questions for him, though. It is also not your job to heal him.
Nope.
You can't heal people, okay? We can't heal people.
That's what she said, too. She was like, I'm trying to heal him.
I'm trying to heal him.
You can't do that.
You can't heal him. You can support his healing journey.
Yes.
If he is on one. If he is on one. And doing the work himself, and then saying to you, here is how you can support this journey that I am on.
But I like what you said, because I have a thing, and I always hold men accountable. But for women, it's like, in situations like this, is stop making a man who's just not into you seem like a horrible person or a bad person, just because you're fantasizing something that he is clearly expressed he does not want with you.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what I see in this situation. I see so much. It's like a man could be clearly like, I'm not interested, or not trying to hurt your feelings, be like, nah, we could just be friends, or I don't think I'm ready for something right now. Or may say it even in a more passive way. If you were really listening and really understood what he was trying to say, it would be clear, like, all right, this dude's not into me. But you'll create, like you said, this fantasy of who this person is and why they can't commit and all these different things. And then you'll then look at the guy and say, it's something wrong with him. And it's like, there may even be something wrong with him, but
correct.
You
accepted it.
You accepted it.
So something's wrong with you,
and
too.
You're choosing to be in a relationship. You're choosing to look past it. You're choosing to make excuses for this person, all to serve your own self-interest.
Yeah.
You blame him and his interest. It's your own self-interest. And then you want to be the victim as well. But you had a choice.
Yeah.
And this whole falling in love thing, love is a choice. And you chose to look past all this stuff for whatever reason, whether that's because of the sex, whether that is because you're attracted to him, whether that is because he stimulates you mentally, which that is a thing. You can meet some people who mentally will just have you like,
whoa, yes.
Did not even look at you that way like this, but after talking to you and your intelligence and your mind, it's like, what's the word for that? It's a term for that.
Oh, sapiosexual?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like, the mind could really attract you to somebody. And I get that. But if you're saying you want a commitment, and he's not willing to give you a commitment, then it's an easy decision.
So why isn't it an easy decision though? Like, I know that you're a guy, but for your friends if your female friends,
yes,
why isn't it an easy decision though? Why do you think it's not? Because yes, how you just explained it, like, okay, I said I want chicken and french fries. The store said all we got is beef and onion rings. You would then leave the store, right? I wanted chicken and french fries. Why do we say, okay, well, let me get the beef and the onion rings? Just the beef though, and just 2 onion. Why do we do that? Why?
So number one is that is the hard part about love and relationships. Mm-hmm. Theoretically, it's simple and easy.
Yeah.
But when you have to actually apply those things and do it in real life, it's difficult. And the underlying thing is emotions and feelings. That's the thing that makes it hard. Theoretically, logically, you can easily be like, boom, boom. Oh, yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
No whatsoever. Yes.
Or boom, boom. Yeah. But the feelings and emotions, whether that's even looking at somebody and being amazed by how beautiful they are, hearing somebody speak, as we just talked about, and it like being like, whoa, like those feelings and emotions make things so much difficult. So I think number one is women tend to have that Cinderella effect, that mindset of like,
we just have fairy tale
minded things that, you know, you could find your Prince Charming to a certain extent and be able to live happily ever after.
Yeah.
Like they always say in the movies, happily ever after is always where the movie ends. They never show
you what happens after that part.
What happened when he put the slipper on the foot and then they start living in the palace together. How'd that go when she barely knew him? You know what I'm saying? Like they don't tell you that point. They don't tell you nothing about that.
Tell us how that went, because she barely knew him. You know how it went? 9 months later, she found out he had 3 adult children that he was hiding and lying about. That's how that went. But go ahead.
So that's part of the
Ooh, that's exactly what happened when Cinderella took that shoe off in that house with that man she barely knew. Sorry.
I lost my train of thought for a second.
Okay, Dre, let's come back. You said women, we have a fairy tale mind. Okay, so that's part of the reason why this happens. Emotions and feelings get in the way.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Got you.
Then next, a lot of times, and I talked about this before on this podcast, is that, and this is, I won't even say it's a women thing, but it definitely is a human thing, but I think women are more prone to think with this mindset, is that we choose people. Like we select people and say, this is the person that I want to be with.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to get a happy, healthy relationship out of them, however you feel like you can. And you're committed to the person versus saying like, I want to, you know, have a happy, healthy relationship. Yeah. And I think I did the analogy on this podcast before. It's like, if you have a broken leg, it's like you being like, this person is going to fix my leg. They have not been to med school yet.
Right.
But I have faith because they told me one day they might possibly go to med school. So I'm going to keep my leg broke until this person goes to med school because I want them to fix it.
Yeah.
Versus being like, I just need somebody to fix my leg.
I need a trained professional.
A trained professional, somebody who's qualified, because I want my leg fixed. And I think that's the thing, is that what I find when my friends who are women, or I talk to women, they're just stuck on that person for whatever reason. And that's why when we had talked about earlier on this show and then on other podcasts of why it's so important to go through the phases of dating and getting to know somebody, because once you begin to let somebody in and your emotions start to flow, you start to bypass and look past certain things. And then that's how you get connected and fixed on that one person. But if you have those different phases and levels to where you're not opening up new facets of you, or, you know, not giving more than what you should to somebody at a certain point, then you can identify something. And when you're not as connected with them, or not as like in love, or not as like infatuated with them, to where it's easier to just be like, oh yeah, this is not not the person.
You keep your head in the game. I think, like you said, women, we tend to just have whimsical minds when it comes to love. And a lot of it is because of how we grew up. You know, those stories are fed to us at a very young age, from cartoons to the books that we read to the movies that we loved. A lot of love stories are just marketed to girls, but then how the girl feels in the story specifically, even if it's marketed to both, the woman is always the one in the story that has this whimsical idea around love. And so in real life, when we start dating, we approach it in a very whimsical way. So every little thing that happens does feel very dreamy and like a Cinderella story, like a Snow White story, like those stories. And it's not that it's not really feeling that way. It's just we literally like have a mind lapse. Like it's like you have to stay in it. You can feel that feeling, but also logically process it and not let it go into this bucket of I'm gonna marry him tomorrow. This just should just go into the same bucket of I'm getting to know him and I enjoyed that about him. I enjoyed that conversation. It does not mean, okay, I'm gonna be in a relationship with him tomorrow. Like we have to just slow it down sometimes and not make everything such a thing. Because like you said, once you do that, you skip stuff. You miss some of the things that you really should have paid attention to because you're too focused on how happy that feels and you're not properly processing how harmful something else was. i.e., let's stop dating, but because of this chemistry, let's continue to have sex and talk. So when you say stop dating, so does that mean you let him like stop taking you places, like showing you a nice time? Even if it wasn't on his dime all the time, like, is that the part of it that you removed? The let's go out, find a new cool spot, catch a movie, grab a drink, get dinner. That's the part you left out because you're still talking to him and you're still sleeping with him. And usually those things are part of the dating process. So that is a massive red flag. And you were like, okay, we have great chemistry. Not enough for the man to even want to break bread with you.
Well, I think
you can't have enough of it.
Like I said before in the previous episode, it's all about setting the environment and what you will and won't allow. And when it comes to things like negotiating is all about leverage, and who has the most leverage normally wins in negotiations. And it's like, I feel like in a situation like this, it is kind of somewhat like a negotiation to a certain extent. Filling out the relationship, he's starting to see that you are feeling him a little bit more than he's probably feeling you.
Yes.
Text him all the time. You double text him maybe if he doesn't answer you back. He doesn't answer you back for 2 days. You may still say, hey, good morning. I hope you enjoy your day. Something like that. So he's starting to see like, yo, she really likes me, even though I may not like her like that. So then he'll throw out something just to see. I'm just so busy right now with just work and so much, and I just don't want to be disrespectful to you and your time. So I think as far as us dating, I don't want to put that pressure on me or you and have that expectation. I would love to still hang out with you and get to know you, and like we could still kick it because I enjoy your company. I really care about you. I have a great time when I'm with you, and think you're a beautiful girl. Like I really enjoy you. I just, with my schedule, it's just a lot of things I have going on, and I don't want to disappoint you or be disrespectful of you and your time. Boom. Number one, I showed to you that I care about you and your time. I'm being respectful. I'm saying that if it were not for this thing, it's not you that's the issue. It's just this thing
things are in the way.
that are in the way of our love. And if it weren't for these things, then we would be perfect to a certain extent. But because there are these things, I can only access you when I want you. Really, in plain words, that's not what he is going to say.
That's not what he's saying, but that's what you need to hear.
That's what he's really saying. I can only access you when I want to access you.
Correct.
And you can only access me when I want you to access me.
That's right.
And that's it. And he throws that out there and then see how you react. And then instead of you being like, oh, nah, that's not how I like to get down, I need somebody who's consistent, you say, okay, I mean, I'm fine with that, you know, because you think in your head, once he gets to know me more, and once I show him how freaky I am and how I can get down and do this and do that, he's going to be like, whoa.
Oh, my goodness. And how many ideas I have for his business.
Oh, yeah. And
what? I know so many photographer, videography friends that I can connect him with.
Oh, my gosh. What? Once he gets all this, there's no way he's going to be like.
He's going to be singing a different song. I'm going to make him fall in love with me.
So now you took the bait. So now he's like, whoa, okay. So I get a whole personal assistant, sex partner who's willing to do anything I want.
Friend. Listening ear,
homegirl, like everything in one. And I ain't got to do nothing.
I don't even got to commit to her.
I don't got to commit.
Don't got to take her out on no dates.
Nope.
Wild.
So then what you do is you jack up any future relationship you could have had with that person, because then you set the environment of you can get everything for nothing. So then even if you bunkered down and was just like, I'm not having sex with you anymore, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that until we are committed, you spoiled him already. So now he's going to be like, I was getting all this without that. I'm good then. Like, I'm not about to do all that because you already set an environment of that wasn't what he needed to do to get all that stuff.
True.
So, like I said, in the first thing, option one, you just need to walk away from that situation if you want a committed relationship. But we're all adults. If you want something casual because you are attracted, we've all been in casual stuff. Yeah. We all been with somebody who we're attracted to, who we enjoy connecting with. And we just know, like, yeah, this just is what it is.
Yep. Today is today.
That's all it is. I mean, sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes they'll hit me back. Sometimes I hit them back. Like, this just is a situation I'm just rocking with. I'm having fun. If that's your mindset, listen, you just having fun.
Yeah.
You need to just have that mindset that this ain't going to be something serious.
Nope.
Like, you just have to have that understanding. This is not something serious. He does not want to be with you. This is just you having fun with somebody that you really like and you're really attracted to.
Yep. And if you know within yourself, find a mirror and find it fast. Like, seriously, have a conversation with yourself. Can I really deal with this person and be okay with it just being nothing? Like, it having nothing beyond the day of the week that you are interacting with them. Like, you talking to him on Wednesday, only thing you should be talking about or thinking about is Wednesday. Don't worry about what's going to happen with him tomorrow. Don't worry. If you are not there, run. And not run for him, run for you, because you're not capable. Like, I want us to sometimes, like, not get so caught up in the trendiness of trying to be a savage, the trendiness of trying to be cool and be like, oh, I don't care. It's F them, get money. And oh, I'm a city girl. The city girls are up. Listen, if that's not really the life that you are about, it is okay.
Yeah, it's not wrong with that.
I am, I love to raise my hand. I'm not built for the games that are being played in these streets in 2022. I'm not. I want love. I want commitment. I want a relationship with intention. I'm not out here trying to be slick. I'm not out here trying to run game. I am not. If you tell yourself that you are capable of that and you're not, you are going to hurt your own feelings. You cannot blame anybody for you accepting things that you know you can't handle. If emotionally you are you love hard, then you should not be in space or dating someone who doesn't do the same thing. They don't have that same feeling. They're much more controlled over their emotions. You probably shouldn't do that because you're going to be hurt in the end. And you cannot be mad at anybody but you, Brianna. You cannot. You're falling in love with someone who has never even said they loved you, let alone like is in love with you. He don't even love you. He said he has strong feelings for you, but not strong enough to date you. Just to sleep with you and ignore your text messages and get inconsistent with you, and you fell in love with that? How?
So that lets you know, Brianna, that there's some healing that you still need to do. Forget about him. You entering into that relationship shows that there's some holes that you went into that relationship with or situationship with that he then filled, and now you're dependent on him to continue to fill those holes that you already have. It's like the fact, Rhonda hit it on the head, the fact that that type of behavior is what had you fall in love with him. Like, you have to look at your relationships and the people that you're dating with a full picture. Like not just deep conversation and connection. It's everything that should be taken into consideration if you want to commit to this person, or if you want to be in a relationship, or you plan on falling in love or choosing to love this person. You have to look at the entire picture of who the person is, and not just deep conversations and great sex, because that will not, as you can see, will not hold a relationship together at all.
It will not. There are some things about love and connection that are logical. There are plenty of things that are like just vibes, what we call vibes, that chemistry thing. But a lot of decision making around choosing a partner is rooted in logic. It is rooted in how will this person and I manage a life together, not the whimsical part. Like thinking about you and Bree, beautiful couple, young, fun, all of those things. There's some whimsical parts of it where you just inherently are attracted to Bree. She ain't got to try hard. It's just like, damn, she fine. I want her. But then there were things that you had to say, does this woman make sense to marry? Can I imagine her keeping a home with me? Can I imagine paying bills with her? How will she represent herself for this family unit? How is she with business? Those are logical things that have to be in the equation when you are talking about partnership.
For sure.
And I actually think they should be in the equation when you are just talking about sharing your time with somebody. Like, listen, it's a lot of fun that can be had out here. That's all very, very true. But sometimes I don't want to have fun. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have fun with somebody without the actual commitment. Like, I want that first. And we could deal with, because it's not fun for me. It's not fun for me to feel played and manipulated. It's not fun for me to like want to see you, spend time with you, and you keep on saying to me, oh, it's because I'm really busy. That's not fun for me. I can't even call that a fun situation because my feelings are just like hurt a lot. So it's not fun. I cannot fall in love with someone who doesn't think it's important to like take me out sometimes or have consistent communication with me. That's not fun. I don't want to do that. At this point, it's I guess it's going to be a literal transaction or a relationship. I don't have space for much of anything in between. A transaction as in like, hey, what you doing right now? Yes, the door is unlocked. I'll see you in a little bit. That's it. When you leave, that's it. If it's that, or I'm dating you for the purpose of being in a relationship, I don't really got time for the fun things in between.
Nope. I want to give her the actual male real life scenario of this. I was in a situation like this to where I've been in a few situations like this. But particularly it was this one girl who I met through mutual friends, and she, after the first time we went out, she like loved me. And then after the first time we had sex, that was it.
Yeah.
She was
over.
Hook, line, sinker. Anything I wanted her to do, she would do. Could treat her anyway, she will always be there and always do anything that I needed or anything I asked of her. Now I trusted her because I knew she would be down for me for whatever I needed. But just to tell you, Brianna, from the real feelings of how I felt about her, nowhere near, I had no thought or expectation that I would ever be in a relationship with her. Never. I thought maybe down the road, if things got rough, and like I said, the category of if there's nobody left, possibly. That's a long ways away. Like, that's a long ways away. Never even saw myself in a relationship with her. I used to even sometimes be nervous to have sex with her because I did not want to get her pregnant. I would be scared. I do not want her to be my baby mother. I don't. Like, I do not. And I know that she would take care. And that almost scared me because how much she liked me. I thought that if I were to get her pregnant, that she would definitely keep the baby because that was her, you know.
That was locked. She would feel like she had you locked in.
Yeah. So I used to be nervous. But just in those situations, because you set the bar and value so low for yourself in those situations, all I had to do to keep her around was, if she was getting a little like, seemed like she was side away, take her to dinner. So simple. If I took Bree to dinner and that's all I did, I'll have problems in my marriage because that's the bare minimum expectation of what you're supposed to be doing. Taking me to dinner, you ain't doing nothing special. Like,
and you ate.
Yeah, like,
okay, so part of us going was for
and
you.
it's our money. Like, thank you. Like,
all right.
but you're in those situations because you know how much somebody values just you giving them any type of attention. You could do something like take them to dinner, and then that just is the world. That's everything. And now you bought yourself another 3 months with that. You know what I'm saying? And then you could just do the next simple thing. It's the person's birthday. Send them something nice. Oh my gosh, you see, he just sent me like. And then while you're doing that, you're still giving them sex, great sex, consistently, stuff like that. It's like the value that you placed on yourself, not that he placed on you, that you placed on yourself is so low. So what it takes to upkeep and keep that relationship going, it doesn't take a lot of relationship currency to keep that going because the value's so low. I'm basically paying $250 a month. To keep this going.
It's giving dollar store vibes.
And guess what? Well, if I'm paying $250 a month for one place, guess how many other places I can have?
Ooh, Gerald, let's see y'all. Do these mics and let's go.
If I'm in a relationship, that's the thing with value. Women, you determine your value. If I'm paying $10,000 for one spot, I probably don't have enough money to pay for another spot because the thing that I'm paying for $10,000 has so much value that all my attention, all my energy, all my everything is going to that place. But if you value yourself at $250 or $300, I'm gonna have other properties because why would I even invest a lot of energy or time? Oh, the thing leak. Oh, we'll get to it Saturday. I'm only spending $250. The value not high on this. And you don't, as a woman, you don't want to put yourself in a position to where the man sees you or is valuing as the $250 property.
Yeah. And of course I'm gonna play devil's advocate and push on that because obviously there are women who feel like, oh, I am not doing that, right? Like I am not putting myself out there. I'm just a nice person. I'm just a good person. Am I not supposed to be a good person? Or why would someone see me and want to manipulate and use it? Like, are you saying he's not wrong? Oh no, he's not wrong. Anybody that would, I personally think, come into your space knowing that you really like them or have really strong feelings for you and use that as a means to just keep things going with you because they want to, I do think that they're wrong. However, they aren't hiding. And if they're not hiding that from you, if they're not making it seem like that's not what they're doing, then it still comes back onto you because you know how this person is making you feel in general. You could say, okay, today it was really nice. But when you really line up a period of time for over the last 10 days, Wednesday he did something nice. How have you felt for the last 10 days though? Have you felt like you've had to question things that he said or done? Do you not know where he is when you feel like you should? Do you feel uneasy after you have sex? Like, okay, it was good, but you don't really know your place because maybe he jumps up too fast or he doesn't really cuddle with you. Does he check on you just to check on you? Like, hey, just seeing how your day was going or thinking about you, said a little prayer for you this morning. Does he incorporate you like that in his life? Or is he only reaching out to you when he needs something like ass or you to do something for his business? Like, there is more to the story. It's so much more to the story than just that euphoric sweet feeling. But I do think that the guy is wrong, but I don't think he's wrong again. Like, he's wrong, but he's not as wrong as you want him to be if he's being honest about what he's doing. He's not hiding it from you.
But the issue is not about wrong or right.
Right.
That's the issue. It's not about wrong or right. It's, I always say, is one of the hardest questions in life is what is versus what should be. You have what is, and then you have what you know should be. You have to make those decisions. If I go in a bad neighborhood and I walk to go to the store, I leave my window down with my car on and keys in the car. It's wrong for somebody to steal it.
Yep.
But
I mean,
I basically chances like I can be mad and say you shouldn't have stole my car, but I did not position myself in a way for my car to still be there when I get back.
Yeah,
I didn't do that. So I feel like in those situations, it's like, yeah, it's wrong, I guess. But if somebody could get a high valued item at a really, really discount because the person who owns that item sees the value as lower than what it actually is, they're always going to take it. Absolutely. It takes somebody of extreme integrity and maturity to be like, no. But most people,
girl, I'm gonna give you $20 for that thing you're trying to sell to me for $2. Yeah, no, girl, give the $2 and go.
That's all I gotta do. Okay, like no, like most people, if you value things lower, you have things that are high value, but their value lower, will take that opportunity. They'll take free things. I mean, that's why people who normally wouldn't loot and steal when it's hurricanes and stuff like that, there's no security, there's no employees, it's free stuff. It's wrong, but hey, it's here, it's free. Nobody, no repercussions. Like grab all the stuff. Like,
yo, speaking of repercussions, that's the thing that I think drives me crazy the most about these situations is like, even if you are going to try to work through and figure out if what you're experiencing is maybe you exaggerating it, or does this person really need to leave? Like, there's no repercussion to when they do something that you don't like. So in this situation, okay, he got inconsistent with texting, let's call it that. Was there any repercussion? Did you have a conversation with him like, hey, listen, it's really important for me. Like, I know texting may not be your favorite. I'm using this as an example, but because of where I work or how I work or wherever, that's just a main way of communication for me. Like, I would appreciate it if you would make an adjustment to like be more involved with texting. You say that to him and he's like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'll do better. But then he doesn't. What is the consequence for him not doing that? For some women, they'll feel like, well, cutting him off for that just seems so extreme. Well, until he keeps doing it, and now you're complaining about it all the time, and now that's a thing as to why you don't necessarily think you can move forward with him. So is it really extreme? I think it's extreme for you to stay in a space with somebody that you know is not giving you majority of the things that you need, and then looking at them like they're crazy. I think that's extreme. I think it's extreme that you're like, well, I mean, he's just so positive. When I tell him about like my thoughts and ideas, he just gives me really great advice. That does not mean that he wants to spend the rest of his life with you. That does not mean that he should be your husband. That should mean that this is a season potentially. And that's what he's here for right now, is to give you really good advice and suggestions for your life today. But that doesn't mean that he's going to be the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. All of these things are not mutually exclusive. And that's what I think I want women to take away from this the most, is that just because someone does something really nice for you within a space of dating does not mean they are your life partner. One does not always equal two. It just doesn't. Take it for what it is when it is happening. Don't keep seeing the red and you're like, no, but he says he has strong feelings for me. Yeah, but do you feel like he has strong feelings for you? It's not about what he says that he has. Do you feel that? Stop denying that voice, because we all have it. That's not just a woman thing. Women, I think we have it louder. But you know what's happening and you're literally sitting there like, but everybody's going to have issues. Okay.
What you made a great point, and I want people to understand this off of what you said. What makes people great at something is really consistently being good. And it all comes down to consistency. And what you're saying makes so much sense, because it's like a lot of women in these situations, or a lot of people in these situations, have a moment and then they're always chasing that moment that they had and hoping that even though the person is showing them that's not who they are, still chasing to hopefully get back to that moment to where things felt euphoric and special. And it's like, if that person can't do that consistently, that's not who they are, for one, and they're not probably a great partner in that situation. The person who can give you that euphoric and special feeling all the time, that's the person who you can trust to be consistent, and that's consistently who they are. Anybody in a moment and in a snapshot could do something great or do something euphoric, or you have professional people who aren't even professionals who have hit hole-in-ones in golf, or who have done incredible things, but they can't do that consistently. That's why they're not professional golfers. Or they can't shoot like that consistently. That's not why they're not professional basketball players. In moments, we can all look incredible and special and like really dope, but the thing that sets the great ones apart from the people who are not so great are the people who can show up consistently and do those things consistently. So having that same mindset in relationships, and like what you're talking about, it applies the same way. Those moments, can't keep chasing those moments.
No. And how can you only choose to stream together the good stuff, but you can't manage to stream together the bad stuff? That's wild. I'm not saying hang that over someone's head permanently every time they make a mistake or misstep, but to act like it's not happening or to minimize it when it's happening because you just want this so badly, like you want the person and not the happy, healthy relationship.
They overlook it because they experience that good moment, euphoric moment, and think that they could get them back to that. And that could be what they can do consistently. So even though they see the bad thing, they're like, but I remember him, he's capable of doing this because I've seen it before. So if I can just figure out a way to get him back to this moment where this special euphoric feeling that I had, then, all this will, so then you go into fixing mode. But
what if I got to coerce you into being consistent? If I have to coerce you into showing up for me in the way that I would like for you to, if I've got to coerce you into intentionality, I don't want you. I don't. If some of these things aren't naturally happening for you as they are naturally happening for me, I'm good. Like, I'm not here for all of this convincing. Like, I'm showing up as my authentic self, and I'm showing you myself from day one to whatever, to the end of time. If I have to do all of these things, like spin plates and like all this trickery and saying sweet things just the right way and not stepping on your toes, but stepping on, it's too much. And you're doing all of this in the dating setting. So what are you saving for marriage? Because you'll have to make adjustments in your marriage. Once you've stood before God and said, till death do us part, that's what you say. You will have to put up effort in your marriage or your committed relationship for this person when some days you're not going to want to. This relationship, you're not going to want to. You're spinning your wheels when this is not even your man yet. You're doing a lot for a guy that you met on the app 2 weeks ago. You're doing a lot for a guy that you met that slid in your DMs 3 months ago that's not your man. You working double shifts for a situationship.
Yeah.
No, girl. No.
Brie.
No, Brie.
I'm going to leave you with this. Because I hear a lot of people say something like, I'm praying for God to help fix my relationship, right? And that's even what you're asking us. It's like, help me fix my relationship, right? You have to understand the difference between trying to ask God or somebody to fix your relationship versus fitting your relationship. It's two different things. Like, when you fix something, that means that at one point it was operating the right way. And for whatever reason, things got a little off track to where they need to be repaired to get back on the right track that they were actually on. And normally that happens in relationships if somebody could lose somebody and their mental gets a little messed up and it's like the relationship was off. Or maybe somebody got pregnant and the emotions change. Like the relationship was operating at optimal, great form. It just needs to be fixed because something ended up happening that caused it to go a little bit off track.
Right.
Asking somebody or asking God to fit your relationship, that doesn't make sense. It's like you wear a size 6. The shoe is size 11. It never fit.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. It's not your size.
It's not your size.
So it's never going to work. Like, you wear a size 7, the shoes are size 4. You trying to get somebody to fit it. It's not going to work because it don't fit.
That's it. And stop trying to force
Stop trying to force your foot into that. Stop trying to force your size 7 into that 4. It's not going to fit. And then if you get your feet in there, it's going to be uncomfortable as hell.
Yep.
And then you're going to be complaining. It's going to cramp up your feet and it's going to do more damage to you than it is going to do harm because it doesn't fit.
Doesn't fit. That's it. Period.
Doesn't fit.
Done. That's it. That's the advice. That's it. I'm putting my money on Dre. That's it. And this is to Brianna and all of the women that are in these situations, in these situationships, especially in the dating phase.
Yes,
this
dating.
Is not your boyfriend. This is not your man. This is not your fiance. This is someone that you met, that you liked. And as of today, he is not there. He's not there where you are. Like, just let it go.
Wise are for your husband, okay?
Yeah.
Wise are for your husband. When you're dating somebody, why they don't want to commit, why they have traumatic experiences, that ain't none of your business. You just know they don't want to commit. and they got some issues they need to figure out. You don't need to figure out why. You just met them. That ain't your job to figure out why. And now if you're married and you committed to this person before God, you had your vows and something's issues, then you start to dig into the why, because it's more of a level of commitment there. Somebody you just dating, I don't care why you can't commit. You busy? Okay, that's not what I want. Cool. I want somebody who, if you too busy, there's not time for us right now. Then.
That's it. Because how can you be too busy to date me, but you're not too busy to make time for sex? Get out of here. I mean, if you're too busy, right? And
then, and I feel like that's her issue, is that she got too deep in the why. Talking about, I'm trying to heal him. If you ask him why, he gonna give you some stuff.
Whatever he thinks will make it work for you to understand, for you to be like, okay, I get that. We are just so graceful sometimes. And I think I said, I did say this in a previous episode about people weaponizing mental health or traumas.
Yep. You just talk about that.
Yeah. Like people will absolutely use those things, like you said, that you can't dispute. Oh, my mom was like this. Oh, my dad was like that. You can't argue them. That's all fine and well, baby. We all got things. What you doing about them? And if you're not doing anything about them, you're not going to hold me hostage while you work on yourself. No, you're not. If you're working on yourself, but you're still showing up and being like whole and healthy, but going through your process as much as you can, then cool. I'm down for all of that. But you're not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm just this way because, and I'm just supposed to be like, oh, okay, no problem. Abuse me. Talk to me crazy. Don't come over unless you want sex. Not a biggie. Don't take me out on dates. No problem. I'm in love with you, but you don't have to be in love with me. It's okay. Nah, fuck that. Like the girl said online, stand up. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself, because the longer you stay in that type of situation, the longer you will actually believe that that's all that you deserve. So even when he's gone, you'll just replace him with this very similar situation because you think that that's all you deserve. It's just love or like at that level, which is a very low level. Like you said, that's the cost of admission. Somebody talking to you and having sex with you. That's not hard to do, baby. Anybody will do that to you.
Not very difficult.
Stranger on the street will do that to you.
Not a high bar to have to reach.
Not at all. Not at all.
And lastly, to one thing that you had said that I was like, oh yeah, that's really, really good. But I see it with a lot of people just in general, but women is if it's like you said, drawing that line. If somebody's doing something you don't want to do, or you don't want them to do, or they're treating you a way that you don't want to be treated, the answer is not doing more for them to hopefully get them to change their mind.
Right.
It's to step back and be like, I won't stand for this.
Correct.
Like that's, and I feel like it happens so much the opposite way. And it's so sad. It's like, this person isn't committing to me, so I'm going to show them how great I am by giving them more of me versus just being like, all right, I'm cutting my losses right now and being done. Absolutely. So I think you made a great point with that.
Thank you. And I don't want any women to feel judged, because I say all the time, majority of this stuff I've been through, I've experienced it, where someone is very obviously showing me they don't vibe with me like that. And I'm like, oh no, but why? What am I doing wrong? Blah, blah. Like, it is so detrimental to you. And it will take a lot of work for you to retrain your mind that you didn't necessarily deserve it, but you also did nothing to stand up for yourself.
And I think what I love about, I feel like your experiences too, is I feel like you've done what I said, the two options that I said. I feel like you've been in a situation like her to where you've been blind to it and just been infatuated and trying everything. But I feel like you've also been in situations where you just like, I'm just having fun. I know exactly what it is. I know this person is flaky, inconsistent, ain't really got nothing going on, but I enjoy my time with them. And we just doing what we're doing.
We just having a good time.
And we just having a good time. So you've like been in both spaces. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. It's more of not necessarily the space that you're in. It's just more of your mindset and perspective towards it. And just, if that's what you want to do, you're an adult. You do what you want to do. Just know what's actually going on.
For sure. Don't sit there acting stupid like you don't know what's happening. Take them rose-colored glasses off. Stay. See it for what it is.
You got any bad advice for her? Ooh,
I
feel like we covered so much.
Yeah, I don't even want to get, because Brianna, I'm a little scared for you. I don't even want to give you, I don't even want to give you no bad advice, because you'll mess around and take it for real. Like, just cut your losses. Leave him alone. And if for nothing else, Be cool with him, but remove the sex. Like for me, and I don't think that's bad advice. That's good advice. You want to keep talking to him, conversation is that good, take the sex out of it and see how that goes.
All right, I'm going to respond as her and you tell her, well, what if he stops talking to me if I cut off sex?
Perfect.
I don't want to stop talking to him though.
Okay. Well, again, need you to, you said you wanted to heal him. I need you to heal you. I need you to heal you. Because conversation with a person that you don't have to talk to, because newsflash, we don't have to talk to anybody. It's all choices. Like I might feel like I have to talk to my mom, but that's a choice. I get to choose that relationship just like any other one. But feeling like you want something so badly that you would harm yourself to have it is dangerous. That's not something that you should want for yourself. Like you like talking to this person so much so that you're okay with how it ultimately makes you feel, which is not good. Okay, that conversation made you feel good, but what is this person adding to your life in general? Confusion. You wrote into our show, feeling very lost and confused. Is that what you want out of a life partner? This early in, again, not saying you can't have challenges, but I don't want to be confused on whether you actually really want to be here. Mm-hmm. Lord Jesus, if I want to be really sure about, if nothing else, that. So it's like, yeah, I would say to her, you shouldn't want something more than you want yourself. Nothing. Conversation, sex, nothing. You should want you to be happy and healthy more than anything else. So eliminate anything around you that's not consistently contributing to that. It all has to go. So I give her that advice for him, homegirls, your job, a business you try, anything that ain't serving you, mostly, it's gotta go. It's gotta go.
I want you to do an exercise, Bree. Look at your relationship or situationship for what it actually is. I want you to actually write down on a piece of paper, realistically, now try to take your emotions out of it, what percentage chance you really think you have of being in a committed relationship with him. Completely honest. And then determine if you feel like that percentage is worth all the stuff that you're going through. Mm-hmm. Because I think that if you're honest with yourself and look at it, you'll be like, I'm doing all this and I just wrote down 11% chance. Like, wow. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
That reckoning with yourself like that, it'll happen. So listen, I'll be like, so mad at myself, like, you dummy. And I shouldn't talk to myself that way. You shouldn't negative self-talk, even when you feel like you had a moment. But once you do that, that is great advice to her, because I'm telling you, it becomes so much easier. I have gone in my phone with pure peace of mind. Went to the number. Child, that's the end of that. Blocked. Look at that. Let's see what we're going to get for dinner tonight. I mean, it just peace of mind. Just peace of mind. Like, damn, and my world didn't change that much. You know why? Because that person wasn't that significant. He wasn't a significant part of it to begin with.
Yeah.
You missed a couple little text messages. Your bill's still paid, right? Oh, okay. You still taking out your own trash? Oh, okay. You using the toy that you was using before him, probably during him. Toy's still there now. Oh, girl. He's not moving no mountains. It's all in your head. All in her head.
And don't be mean to him either. Because I don't know the guy, but he's just taking advantage of what you laid out for him to take advantage.
Just cut him loose, baby.
Yeah, he ain't necessarily do, like Rhonda said, he may be wrong in some instances, but he walked through a door that you opened. So
save that beautiful in love that you have for the right person.
Yes. Yeah. And that is a great way to end it. Well, thank you guys for tuning into this one. It's a little lengthy, but it was good.
It was worth it. I hope y'all have some great takeaways for sure. If you want to write into us, you can go to our website, www.relationshiprestore.com. Click the contact button. You can write into the show or any of the shows on the network, not just ours. And you can also follow us on social at Ronnie Cakes.
That is Dre Smith.
And at Relationship Restored. And we will see you guys next time.
Yeah, peace.